Welcome to the Airgun Show. I've got a reflex sight from the shooting party on test this week, but before that, I'm back out trying out different baits for grey squirrel control. Right, I'm back out on the grey squirrel control rounds, and I thought I'd take the opportunity to build on a trial that we did a few weeks ago. Now, a few episodes back, during another squirrel episode, I had two separate feeders set up on the same tree, one with peanuts, one with wheat, just for a bit of fun really, to see which one was the most attractive to the squirrels. And on that occasion, the peanuts actually won hands down, but lots of you posted comments suggesting other baits that we could try. So this time I've got two feeders set up again, one with the trusty but comparatively expensive peanuts in it, and the other one with mixed corn. But what I've done, following some of the suggestions that have been made, is flavoured the mixed corn with aniseed, just to give it a bit of added appeal. Now, it smells absolutely delicious to me, so it would be interesting to see what the squirrels think. Now, those feeders have been in position for a couple of weeks now. The feed's being taken from both of them, so we'll give it a few hours today and see which ones the squirrels prefer. The setup is fairly similar to what we were using last time we were shooting squirrels off a feeding station. So it's the FX Impact Mark II. The only real change is that I've since changed the barrel from 177 to 22. It's a very quick, easy change. Still sub 12 foot-pounds, and frankly, sub 12 177. At the range I'm going to be shooting over today, which is not much more than 20 metres, is well up to the task. I've got a PAO Topaz SWAT scope from the shooting party, and that's held on, as ever, with Sportsmatch scope mounts. So, that's the plan, and that's the equipment. I'm going to get into position, and hopefully we'll see a few squirrels. Well, I've settled in now. As I said earlier on, it's quite a close shot. But I'm still shooting from sticks, just for the simple fact that I really want to be able to make sure I know where the squirrels are going to present themselves. So there's no difficulty in having the tripod already in position. I mentioned earlier on I'm using the FX Impact Mark II, and a great advantage of this gun, it's so compact. It's a really nice, manageable little gun to be wielding in the hide, especially when you're shooting quite close to the net and you're pushing it through like I am here. Again, we're doing a bit of an experiment with the two different feeds. But the most important thing is the squirrels here are causing a hell of a lot of damage, not just to the trees, but also to the resident native wildlife. So the important job is for us to account for a few. I'm going to try to be quiet now, and fingers crossed we'll get some shots. The feeders don't take long to work their magic, and very soon a squirrel turns up for a munch. Well, that one came in quickly, and it certainly knew what it wanted. Straight for the peanuts, so that's 1-0 to that feeder. It dangled for a bit, but it was very, very solidly hit. Anybody that does any amount of squirrel shooting will know that when you get them with headshots, they often clench up and hang like that, but they are dead before they hit the ground. Now the mic's probably also picking up a few gunshots. There's a pheasant shoot across the way in the neighbouring woods. It doesn't seem to worry the squirrels at all here, so I don't think it's going to put them on edge. The peanuts have gained an early lead, but this session is still only just getting going. I don't have to wait long for another greedy squirrel to show up, and this one also shows a clear preference. Another bit of a dangler there, but another very clean headshot, and again another point to the peanuts. I'm having to be patient, but the squirrels are definitely well onto my feeding station, and after a bit of a wait, number 3 drops in for a nibble. And it's another one that doesn't look like being swayed by the flavoured grain. No dangling for that one. That one was straight onto the deck. That was really tucking into the feed, and no surprise, once again it was tucking into the peanuts. Again, there are a lot of gunshots coming from the other woods, but the squirrels are coming to the feeder, and that's the important thing. You can see that I'm only using a very basic hide. Squirrels become quite confident when they get used to raiding feeding stations. As long as you conceal your outline, they'll usually keep on coming to help themselves to the grub. Well, looks like it's going to be another absolute stormer for the peanuts today. And that pellet really connected with the mark. The squirrel literally cartwheeled off the feeder then. The bag is starting to build up now. Setting up a feeding station like this is a very effective way to manage numbers of these invasive rodents. And that's yet another one to the peanuts. Look at the trickle running down from this squirrel and into the feed tray. I'll explain what's happened in a minute. Well, I don't know whether you could see what happened then, but that squirrel actually peed on top of the feeder when it first turned up. And it actually trickled down into the feed tray. So I expect his mates will be glad to see the back of him. Again, it was another really good clean kill, and it's 6-0 to the peanuts. It's been a reasonable morning's shooting, but things have really slowed down now. I think I've had the best of it for today. Well, we've not seen a squirrel in quite a long time, so it seems like a good time to wrap it up now. The final tally was 6-0 to the peanuts, which I think was the same score as last time. So, although that aniseed smelt delicious to me, it obviously wasn't as appealing to the squirrels as the peanuts. Now, a lot of you will say that if the peanuts hadn't been there, the mixed corn would obviously have attracted those squirrels, and of course it would have. Now, the thing is that in these woods, there are a lot of pheasant feeders around at this time of year that are also loaded with corn, And I know that if I've got the attraction of peanuts in my feeders, it will pull the squirrels away from the pheasant feeders and to where I want them. So as far as I'm concerned, it's worth that extra expense. However, I think another time we will up the stakes, maybe try pitting peanuts against something like maize or even sunflower hearts. As I said at the outset though, the important thing is that we're controlling the squirrels, and we've made some contribution to that end today. At 6 less here than when we arrived, and that's half a dozen less squirrels stealing from the pheasant feeders, damaging the trees and predating on the native wildlife here. Another squirrel control victory for the peanuts there. And now it's the Airgun Show news.
This is the Airgun Show news. Changes to the general licences in Scotland have been delayed. The Scottish Government was due to bring in further restrictions to the licences on the 1st of January, but this will now not happen until the 1st of April. BASC said it was sensible not to rush these decisions, but warned that, with the new date being in the middle of the lambing and bird breeding season, clear and timely communication by SNH is imperative. Could India host Commonwealth shooting events in 2022? Host city Birmingham shows no interest in adding shooting to the Commonwealth Games programme, but officials have discussed holding a major shooting event around the time of the Games, with medals counting towards the overall Commonwealth Games table. This comes after India threatened to pull out of the entire Games over shooting's omission. A spokesperson said that talks on the proposal are at a very early stage and no formal decision has been made. Need a bit of extra reading to pass the time until the new year? Right now, Future Publishing is holding a Boxing Day sale where you can get 20% off everything. That includes Airgun Shooter magazine, plus Sporting Rifle, Clay Shooting and a whole lot more. Just head to myfavouritemagazines.co.uk to take advantage. The offer expires at 11 AM tomorrow. And finally, there's less than a week left to vote in the Great British Shooting Awards. Public voting closes on the stroke of midnight on New Year's Eve. Until then, you can have your say in 14 categories, spanning the very best products and people the industry has to offer. The winners will be revealed in an exclusive trade-only ceremony at the British Shooting Show. Just head to greatbritishshootingawards.com to vote. That was the Airgun Show news. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
We've got something very different on the bench this week. It's a reflex sight from PAO. This one's called the Multi-Reticle Reflex Pistol and Rifle Sight. It's a really neat little piece of kit and it's available from the Shooting Party for just £33.99. Reflex sights have several handy features. Firstly, they're compact and light. This one is less than 9 centimetres long and weighs around 115 grams. Also, because they don't have a fixed eye relief distance, you can use them very effectively on pistols. On top of that, they enable very fast target acquisition, which makes them brilliant for fast fire plinking. This little unit comes supplied with the 3-volt battery it requires to operate, plus a lens cover and cloth, plus the tools that you require to attach and zero it. It attaches by means of an integral Picatinny type mount, although the Shooting Party is able to supply a very simple adapter if you want to attach it to dovetail rails. Turn the dial on the top and the aiming point lights up. You can choose between a red or green reticle and there are 5 levels of illumination for each colour option. The dial at the back enables you to choose between 4 different styles of reticle, varying from a very simple dot to a combination of crosses and circles. The device is adjustable for windage and elevation. The screw on the top adjusts elevation and the one on the side shifts windage. Each stop amounts to 1 inch at 100 metres or 1/10 of an inch at 10 metres, which is more than precise enough for a close-range sighting device which is designed for speed. Made from aircraft-grade aluminium, it feels to be very sturdily constructed and it's available in black or tan finish. It's also waterproof, fog-proof and shockproof, so it should give years of dependable service. The main advantage of a reflex sight is it enables very fast target acquisition, partly because your eye doesn't have to adjust to any significant change when you look through it. You're supposed to shoot with both eyes open, focusing on the target and squeezing off the trigger as the reticle settles on the mark. The result is fantastic for fast fire shooting at relatively close range. Although this type of sight is primarily intended for rapid fire shooting, typically offhand, I was quite surprised by what I could achieve with it when I took my time. So let me set up a paper target at 10 meters and tackle it from the support of the bench, and I'll show you what it can do. Well, there you go. I think you have to agree that that is pretty impressive for a reflex sight. Now, Kev, the cameraman, is downrange shaking his head in disbelief. But it is only 10 meters, but I think it's fair to say that you probably could use this setup for close range pest control. Things like ratting or controlling feral pigeons inside farm buildings. At that range, it's certainly accurate enough to achieve headshots. So, that's the PAO multi-reticle reflex pistol and rifle sight from the Shooting Party. It's a neat little kit that's ready to mount up and go straight from the box. And at well under £35, it is brilliant value for money. Now, I've had a great time using it to topple targets with this setup, but I reckon it would be even more fun if you mounted it to a fast fire pistol.
Look out for the new and improved Airgun Shooter magazine, packed full of technique, gear and insight from some of the best shooters in the industry. Brand new look and free video content. Pick up your copy today in stores or online.
That's all for this week, but as ever, we'll be back again in a fortnight. Thank you for watching, and please don't forget to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. And if you aren't already a member of the BASC, have a look at their website and check out the benefits you could be taking advantage of through Airgun membership. Enjoy the rest of the Christmas break, and may I wish you all the best for 2020 from myself and the rest of the team at the Airgun Show.